My name is Ann, and I started my journey with Boss Suite really the end of January, and there are very good reasons for that. I just want to cover a couple of pain points. Last week, I was on a very brutal schedule. Just found out I have to go to physical therapy for like 6 months, and that is a pre-surgery thing. Don't you love the insurance companies? Another point, Boss Suite is a system that teaches you literally step-by-step strategy and content and you know how to present yourself content wise and strategies for it. So I had planned my whole week because I knew I was going to be out at these physical therapy visits, which is 1/2 hour away from my home going east, and then I would have to go all the way to the other side of town, an hour from that point, and then up another 15 minutes to another appointment. You can do this business anywhere. You can do it from your phone, sitting in a car. You can do it from anywhere, anytime. Yeah, I got a call from this woman where she's like, "Oh, I loved your energy at the bingo game." And she's like, "I want to collaborate with you, right? I loved your energy. I loved how you just, you communicated with people. You just showed up so authentic and genuine." She sounded like a very nice person. Well, I gave her my schedule that week. I told her, this is what I'm doing. This is what kind of time I have for you. And this is what I can do for you. He was doing an MLM and all this other stuff, right? So she said, "I'd love for you to collab with me because I just got into an MLM for us, okay? It's a collaboration that's 2 people." So I said, "I will handle the flyer, and let's talk about doing charcuterie boards, and let's talk about how we're going to invite and how we're going to present." She's like, "Oh, no pressure for you. We just want you to bring your energy, and I just want you to just bring you, and there's no pressure, and I know you have a brutal schedule." So she love bombed me. And I'm saying that because I don't do MLMs. We've all been there. Well, I've been there. I was with doTERRA, that's an MLM. Essentially, I was an elite person. I worked full-time that every day. And it doesn't matter how much you work that, you are never going to be the diamond person. The tier is too heavy on the top, okay? You're just chasing Rusty, okay, at the dog track. That's you. You're the dog chasing Rusty. And you will never, ever reach the top like you think you will. They just make you think you will. It's a good way to learn lessons as to why you want to be your own boss and not under someone and have a top line that is telling you what to do all the time. Lecture, but talk to me about how things go in these things and in life, and on she went. And she triggered me so badly that I was amazed I was able to stay consistent with my content, my videos. I never got to learn anything really new. I do that every week. I learn something new, 2 or 3 things new, but I give myself a schedule. Folks, you have to schedule your business. It is a business. So if you come to work, it is your business. You can't have a business and not go to work. It will never work, okay? I didn't get any of my goals done last week. I would love to network with the women and the men locally in this area so they know what Boss Suite is. So I told her I'd give her a holler on like Sunday. Monday I did a flyer for her. She told me to, why don't you do the flyer? And so the way I do business is this. I was in a cappella choir, and I've had 3 of my own bands, and everyone has a part to play. Isn't that correct? So when you play a part, you go away, you learn the parts, you come back. I go away, I learn my part, I come back. Each person has a part, they all come back together, they tweak it, and then they work it out, and it's done. This was just a flyer, folks, and I have been an artist in the past before my mother stole a lot of that creativity from me and with her abuse in the past 18 years, most recently. So, that's done the most damage, I would have to say. She literally micromanaged me through the whole flyer. Let's change the wording here, let's change that here, and I'll send you some pictures here, and then and then she would just kind of talk to me about who she was, and we had a few good conversations when we first met. Okay, day over, lunch over, we're good to go. I'll finish the flyer up. You take care of getting with the country club and getting them to make the boards for us. I'll Zelle you some money, and for me, we're done. So needless to say, I canceled my collaboration with this woman. And then my housekeeper came over, like, I don't know, she was here this past week. My housekeeper was here yesterday. And of all the people, when I mentioned this collaboration and she saw me looking at my text because I had asked for my money back for the charcuterie boards, my housekeeper said, "Are you kidding? I know that woman." She said she's the reason I don't go to that subdivision and clean for people. She's the reason. That's what she said. So, and I remember canceling that collab and saying to myself, and just feeling that peace just come right over me. She had just driven me all week and lectured me and spoke to me as though I didn't know how I should be doing this, as though this was her party, her collaboration, and suddenly it just became nothing but pressure. And so I didn't get into online marketing, digital marketing, or affiliate marketing for pressure. The thing about it is there's no pressure there. This is all on you. And for me to bring my energy, that's all I wanted to do. And I was going to talk to people at my own will. She had me making a speech, which, where did that come from? So yeah, when she saw the insider call that night, she actually wrote back to me. Then she just kind of like shot questions at me. How long have you been doing it? This and that. I mean, just a list of questions. And then she said, LOL, you can make your speech out of that tomorrow. Just inferring what she'd like to hear my speech be about. She's a very big controller, and that's what my housekeeper said too. So I was literally triggered by her all week because all of the narcissistic tendencies that my mother had, this woman was throwing out at me. She was disregarding my schedule. I literally had to tell her, I have to get off the phone. I have to get off the phone. I have to go now. I have to go now. And she would start telling me another story, literally disregarding the fact that I told you I have a half hour today to talk to you. That was like in the middle of the week. And that's going to be it, just before Saturday, right? Because this thing was like the following Saturday. It took us a week to plan. Not a big deal. Actually, we started talking a little bit before that, but we made the invitations a week early. This was her idea. I would have never planned a collaboration or any event a week before the event. I have planned events. I've planned events at the Houstonian with 300 people from all across the country. And it went off without a hitch, okay? Not a single thing. I mean, down to the pencils and papers and flying them in, and coat checks and room checks and dietary needs. And she micromanaged me. She disregarded me. I was unseen by her, and she felt the need to. She was very controlling. So I'm really grateful that I ended that collab. And after my mother and her narcissistic abuse, I don't need it, do I? Okay. So it just tanked me last week. And so here I am this week, having to go back to physical therapy and headed for acupuncture. Because I have a really good therapist, a physical therapist, who, I told him this story, and I told him this story when I met. You have to understand how I get triggered by things. Well, this woman triggered me so badly. Anyways, this is not a bitch fest, folks. It's just that this is what goes on. This is part of my journey. And I just want you to know that Thursday night, tomorrow night, as you all know, 7:30 p.m., Boss Suite is diligent about having their insider call, insider access call. And, you will hear what goes on back there by the creators, what goes on behind the scenes, and what we have to offer, and amazing testimonies. So I highly encourage anybody who is literally thinking about digital marketing, who has been curious about it. You just don't know where to start. And, I think fear is just the biggest thing for everybody. When you fear something, you get stuck. And I can tell you that I haven't been live because honestly, I fear getting stuck. I fear I'm not going to know what to say. And that comes from covert narcissistic abuse, where you subtly learn to step back and shift so that you can survive in the home with someone who subtly makes you feel like you are always the problem, turns every conversation over to about themselves, and then becomes the victim. And you just begin to shift your whole personality in order to accommodate your situation and feel safe. So where I go is to the safe space. And it's not that I don't know how to do all this. It's not that I don't know how to reject myself or be confident. My conscious knows all about me. My conscious knows me. My subconscious is where I stay safe. And my subconscious is what I'm battling. So it is a mindset that you have to have as well. And Boss Suite teaches you mindset. In fact, they have a Zoom every Monday by Badass Tracy. She calls us all badasses and tells us how much she loves us. And she really does. And she wants everyone to succeed. And this whole community does. So that's what we're about. And she has a Zoom call for mindset. And it is so loaded with information about mindset and your content and how you get out there and how you put yourself out there and, you know, how you get the confidence. And you guys, I'm just going to say Boss Suite is amazing. And if you're curious about digital or affiliate marketing, there is nowhere else you'll go to find literally everything. If you want to learn UGC, if you want to learn how to use Canva, if you want to learn how to make coloring books, if you want to open an Etsy store, if you want to sell t-shirts, if you want to do print on demand, if you want to resell the course, if you want to create your own courses, they teach you everything. This is the suite. This is where you go for all the amenities in one place. One place, step by step, building from the beginning. And there are people who have been in this for 10 years in there. There are people who have never been in this. And those are people, the people that we know in there that have been there for 10 years, guess what? We get to glean their knowledge, and guess what? They're happy to share it. And they do it for free. So we have people from 19 to 80 working, you know, in this community to better their lives, give themselves a retirement, give themselves a much better retirement, get out of the 9-to-5 grind. And believe me, we have a winner's circle in there, and it's not just a circle, it is a tab where everyone posts their wins, and there's so many people winning, you guys. So if you're curious, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, DM me, call. So I will take care of that for you, and I will get you a seat, because honestly, it's a full house. It's a full house. People want to know, because it's changing people's lives. People's lives are being changed by digital marketing, believe it or not, because it's the only autonomous thing you can do out there and be your own boss and make incredible moolah. You can leave your job. You can be home with your family. That's the whole thing. It's time freedom. It's where you get to be home with your family. You get to pursue the things you want to do instead of the things you have to do. My pain points are this therapy. I was finally getting to come home after my surgeries all last summer. I had 4 of them. So, you know, that's how I started all this thing, sitting on a couch wearing a neck brace and watching this beautiful woman who'd already made $11K in 2 months and then was headed out of where she was before, another course, another program. She didn't feel she was getting the mentorship she should have. She jumped ship, and that's, you know, I had actually called her just before, as she was jumping ship. So I said, no, I'm going to go with you. Man, this is going to sound strange, but I'm jumping ship, you know, and so you're coming with me. Well, since then, she just bought herself a pink Bronco. She's my mentor. Follow me, show me some love. I really am here to see that you succeed. And I'm also here to share my journey with you. So level up. Don't wait to start. Don't wait to start. It's like life goes by way too fast. And corporate never did a darn thing for me. I'm a retired paralegal. I was a contractor most all my life because I did not want to work for people. I had done that, and so many times their businesses either failed, moved, reorganized, or just didn't treat me well. So anyways, DM me, call, message me, call, and I'll get you on that call Thursday night, 7:30 p.m.